So originally, before the Jackson 5, it was like the Jackson 3. It was you, Jermaine, and Jackie.
That's correct.
Okay. Now, how did you guys, why did you guys decide to form this musical group initially?
Well, our TV had broken down, and we used to sing a lot of country western with my mother because she loved that music, and we harmonized with her. And my father played guitar, and with his brother, every weekend they play, and I'd sit there and just stare and stare and stare. And he knew we loved that guitar, and so he used to say before he went to work, he put it away in the closet in the case and tell us, sit us on the couch and point his finger, "Don't you touch my guitar when I'm at work." So of course, children, that means you can touch my guitar while I'm at work. That's what I heard, So I was playing this guitar for many, many, many months, and my mother would let me play it. She knew I wasn't supposed to play it, but she thought I was making progress and whatever. So one day I broke the string, and I didn't know what to do about it. I didn't know how to change the string. I didn't know what string I broke or whatever. Couldn't even buy one. He came home, saw the string broke, and was really upset about it, man. He took care of my ass, and then he sat me down and put the guitar in my lap and said, "Show me what you know." So here I am playing this guitar and crying. I'm about like 7, 8 years old. And he looked at me and said, "Dang, you playing just as good as me." So he gave it to me. He gave me the guitar right there on the spot, and bought himself another guitar, a better one, of course. But I still have that original guitar.
Wow.
Yeah, so he gave me the guitar. He said, "I want you to learn every song on the radio." So that's what I started doing, and I was learning songs by the Isley Brothers, Temptations, Ford, whatever, and then Jackie and Jermaine, and there we were harmonizing, and Michael and Marlon were just little bitty things. They were somewhere around 2, 3, 4 years old, playing with little cars, what little boys do, and we kick them out the room, and that whole thing. Then one day, like a year or two later, we hear Michael singing a little thing in kindergarten, singing "Climb Every Mountain" in the school performance, and he tore it up, man. We couldn't believe, our mouths flew open, couldn't believe that was our brother up there singing. We rush him home, tell him he's in the group. Marlon said, "Me too?" I said, "Yeah, you too, come on." So that's how the Jackson brothers were formed. We did a wedding, and the lady said to us, "What is your name?" And we said, "Well, we really don't have a name. We're going by Jackson Brothers because we're brothers." She said, No, you should use Jackson 5 because there's 5 of you. And it stuck. So we called ourselves the Jackson 5.
Now, when you watch the TV movie about the Jacksons, and you had mentioned earlier in this interview that like when your dad caught you with the guitar, he gave you a whooping. Your dad was portrayed as kind of a mean father and a disciplinarian. Like how accurate was that from your point of view?
Well, the movie was accurate in they dramatized it to keep the audience, what television does. But my father, he was tough, but that's what fathers did back then, and I'm glad he was tough on me because I tell you, man, all my friends in Gary that's my age are either in prison or a lot of them are dead. Just did the wrong thing. My father knew that. He wanted his boys out of Indiana, so he did what was necessary. We don't look at it as being tough. We look at it as doing what was necessary, doing the right thing.
Well, like these days, you're not even really allowed to whoop your kids like that. You could actually get arrested.
Well, you know what? These days, that's why kids are walking around shooting and killing and stealing and beating the hell, snatching purses and doing everything else they shouldn't be doing because there's no discipline. That's the way I see it. Back then, your neighbor was able to take care of you. Your teacher would take care of you. One person do something wrong in the PE class, the coach said, "Okay, he lined up the whole class." So it was like that back then, and we didn't have the crimes as much as we have today. And so we have to look at that and say, what's wrong with our parenting? What's wrong with our children today? What can we do to make it better? Maybe the answer isn't like that type of punishment, but there's got to be another way that we can make this a better society for our future, because the children are the future.
Absolutely.